Hey guys, so I am resurrecting this book club and it's here to stay because there are just too many hidden truths that I've come upon, too many to share in like these small doses. I just want a place where I can give it to you um, and speed up your spiritual awakening if I can, give you some shortcuts, some tips and clues that I wish I had 2 or 3 years ago. My name is Queenie. I am on a spiritual journey. I consider myself an evolving consciousness. I consider myself a brain hacker, a matrix hacker, a spiritualist, a church girl. I mean, I consider myself a genie, a goddess, a deity. I am all the things. I'm so many things. So all of that in summary, I'm quite powerful. I've just decided to stand in that shit. I've been powerful my whole life. I just ran from it, didn't understand it, didn't know how it worked. I thought that I had to be like a saint. I thought I had to be a church girl, and I'm far from your mama's church girl, or the church girls be the ones. But anyway, my authentic self is a powerful ass woman. I'm all about love. I'm all about getting your money. I have the answers to generational wealth. God is my kink. I don't get tired of talking about spirituality. I don't get tired of talking about the signs, coincidences, synchronicities, the number patterns. I don't get tired of it. If you're a person who's highly into spirituality, if you're spiritually inclined, if you're hearing this calling, this awakening, you're in the right place. I do not get tired of talking about it. I had opened this book club up about maybe a year ago, and because I have psychic abilities that I'm calibrating to, I didn't really understand it. I would get visions of things that I need to be doing, maybe, or things that were coming in the future, and I would act on it immediately. And I think I was a little bit advanced for the things that I was saying at the time. Now the timeline is kind of matching up, and spirituality is it's becoming really trendy and popular, and people have opinions about that, but to me, I'm like, what better trend than to get people to tap into themselves and find God? So I'm here for the spiritual trends. I think the awakening is happening for a reason. But like I said, 2-3 years ago, I was like trying out all these different books, all these different podcasts, following all these different pages. I was in these Facebook groups that called themselves spiritual, and then people would get into the groups and start telling people what they were and were not allowed to do, making it sound very religious, very closed-minded, incorporating limiting belief systems, which I am not for. I'm always documenting my journey. I feel like there's a transformation happening. So I'm cool with what it looks like. I'm just cool with whatever the flow is, because I understand it to be a transformation. I'm coming from I'm a person who, I was in the military, married for 13 years. Every time I talk about my husband, I start blushing. But I'm a mom of 3. I have 2 boys and a girl, 3 dogs. I'm regular. I'm just not regular at all. I'm not ordinary. Let's see. I don't know. I guess I am into the law of attraction heavy, but I'm here to put it in a way that people like me can hear it. People who talk like me, look like me, act like me, maybe in some ways. Mental health warrior. This all started with a schizophrenia diagnosis. We'll get into it later. Like I said, on YouTube, don't feel bad for me. I'm having an amazing time. It's just a way for my therapist to understand the way that my brain works, in order for her to help me understand how my brain works. I've had plenty diagnoses as far as my mental health is concerned. The labels don't bother me. I've been called all kinds of shit. Yeah, so I'm spiritually gifted. I don't care who don't like it. And I'm here to tell, I'm always saying the girls, but it's a whole bunch of dudes who are spiritually inclined too. I'm here to wake the people up. I'm here to tell you what books to listen to and read so that you know what it really means to have a spiritual awakening. You awaken, you get new eyeballs, you get a new spirit, you get a new perspective, and the old you is unrecognizable. You don't even understand who that bitch was, or you do, and it kind of merges together. It's this whole thing. What else? Trying to just be real, let y'all know what you're getting into. It ain't but 11 of us in here. If you have questions, I'm open to them. Today on Etsy, someone asked me if I work with demons and if there are any deities that I do not work with. I do not work with demons. I do not work with Satan or none of his cousins. It's not that I don't understand that every villain may have an origin story. It's just that I'm not going to read the terms and conditions and work with, I'm just not interested. I work with God and my ancestors. I have worked with Saint Expedite before when I was looking for this item that I lost. I left him some pound cake and everything. He did not. I still haven't found it, but I'm still open to it. I'm all about manifestation hacks, tricks, cheat codes to get you your money, your health, your wealth. I mean, the key to generational wealth. I said it on YouTube a few years ago. We were talking about breaking generational curses. I took that shit literally. The OCD got a hold of it, and just like most spiritual journeys, it led me into a bunch of books, a bunch of reading. And there is a lie that our people don't like to read. It's a lie. It's a myth. And I'm just going to show you what you should be reading, what you could be reading in order to manifest easily. Because what's coming is there are about to be a lot of spiritual practitioners who are going to charge thousands of dollars, and already are, for this information. And you don't need to spend that kind of money. All you need to do is get the Audible app and listen to a couple books. So in the group, the Genie Society, I posted the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And that is just a game changer. The 4 Agreements is number 1. The 5th agreement is book number 2. What else? I gotta pick up my daughter. But I know this is gonna stop and restart. Let me see something. I was on the Clubhouse app the other day, and the group was called Are We in a Hologram or Are We in a Computer Program? And I was like, okay, this sounds like my people. Because I had opened up a whole new Clubhouse app, changed my name to Deja Vu, because, I'm in the Matrix. I'm the glitch in the Matrix. I'm the Matrix hacker. And I'm the Deja Vu. I'm the coincidence. I'm the synchronicities and shit like that, right? I'm like an angel on earth or whatever. And I'm thinking I'm going into Clubhouse to tell the people, y'all are all in a program. You're all in a video game. Read this book if you don't believe me. And I went in there like that, and they were kind of like, we already know that. We already know that it's some type of program. We're just trying to figure out if it's a hologram or if it's a computer program. And I was like, oh, y'all already know we in a game? And they were like, yeah, we've known since The Matrix and The Truman Show. So, but there were some people in the group that were like, I don't get what the big deal is. Let's say we are in a video game. Let's say we are in a program, a simulation. What can we do about it? And I'm like, you read the 4 agreements. Once you read that book, you'll know exactly what to do with it. Because me, a few years ago, finding out, or I got really, really high, and I asked a certain question. Just tell me the truth about you, God. What is this? Tell me how to understand it. And when I got my huge epiphany, my big old orgasm, my brain orgasm, my aha moment, it all started making sense to me. But the illusion shattered, my paradigm shattered, and it kind of freaked me out. And I didn't have any direction to go in. I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. Nobody was seeing synchronicities. Nobody was seeing the signs that I was seeing. So I wish someone had just said, hey, Okay, so you're talking crazy, you're really spiritual, people don't seem to understand where you're coming from, you feel like your calling is higher, your consciousness is higher, then you should probably read the Four Agreements. And right after the Four Agreements, then you should listen to the Fifth Agreement. We can play after that. We can play after you listen to those two. So yeah, if at any time I take it too far for you and this is too leading edge, as Abraham Hicks says, then you're free to go. I'm not here to argue with you. I've done a lot of research over the last few years. I've talked to a lot of people. I'm in a lot of clubhouses, and this is just my perspective, my truth that I'm here to share with you, and you are free to ask me any questions. I'm here, and I'm here to stay. My daughter's calling, so I will check y'all later.